Welcome, my dear friends. Myself is Professor Dr. Rajendra Deshpande, and today is the 20th of April 2020, and we will start our lecture at 12 noon. Actually, this is unfortunate world event. That means uh, in this Corona pandemic, Professor Deshpande is taking the classes. Actually, today I have a little modified this particular my schedule because I want that the people should arrive in time, and so I made the waiting room as such. So this is a new trial, I can say. I don't know how it will work, but okay, we will see. So today we will going to discuss something about research methodology question bank. Okay, so I will just check it out. How many people are there? Okay, so I don't know how it is working, but my face is, I cannot see my own face. But anyway, we will continue. That doesn't make any difference. Okay. So today we are talking about the research methodology question bank. The you people may think that why this question bank is a topic of discussion. Okay. Just a moment. I have to admit the people. Okay. Okay. So I think some people have joined again and they have muted their all the videos and all these things, mics also. Okay, fine. So I'm continuing myself is Professor Dr. Rajendra Deshpande. Here you can see once again, I will make this window small. Okay, research methodology question bank presented by myself, that is Professor Dr. Rajendra Deshpande. I am MD in Ayurvedic medicine, that is Kai Chikitsa, and MD in Ayurvedic physiology. And you can contact me on this WhatsApp number 922681060, and this is my mail ID. So you can contact me on this mail ID, professordeshpande@gmail.com, for your personal or on healthline problem advice, or you can contact me for personal, not for yourself, but your friends, relatives, or any well-wishers or viewers, I can say. Online lifestyle counseling based on Ayurvedic Prakriti, and also I do the palmistry, personal and online classes of medicine, as well as the classes regarding the any subject of Ayurveda. But of course, all these services are the paid services. And please, I request all of you to subscribe my YouTube channel. So actually, this is the book written by or edited by myself and Dr. Subhash Anade. You can see the editor's name, Professor Dr. Subhash Anade, and this is myself, Professor Dr. R. Deshpande. This book is available by the Manikarnika Publication, Pune, Maharashtra State, India, and authors are Dr. Sachin Sarpotdar, Dr. You can see the Santosh Bhor, and Dr. Mrs. Gila Bhor. Okay. So this is the back cover of my particular book. So you can definitely have the, because this is written on the syllabus as per the syllabus of CCIM, and each and every topic has been covered over here. Now, whatever the questions that we try to understand. Now, let me clear you that some people are always wondering why I am wasting to read out only the questions, why you are not discussing the answers. But my dear friends, I have already started to discuss the answers of some questions. But are you getting my point? That means what I mean, if we understand properly, it's like your research language. Whenever we want to do some project, we take the review. Do you understand? We take the review, and this is a type of review. How many questions were there, or what type of the questions are in the previous uh, examinations, and then we plan our whole things or the study process. So that's why it is very necessary to undertake this literature review. It's a sort of literature review. Do you understand? to look for the past questions, and then we have to prepare accordingly. That will be more better. So this is also, I have written the chapter number where you can refer in this my book. The LAQ question is, what is research, and describe the ancient, or it is also called as the classical research methods in detail. And also they want, what is the importance of research in Ayurveda. This question was asked in the MUHS, Maharashtra University of Health Sciences. My dear friends who have not from Maharashtra, they should understand we have the MUHS University, Maharashtra University of Health Sciences, the head office at Nashik, and usually all the Maharashtra colleges, they come under this university, Ayurveda, allopathy, homeopathy, and Siddha, and we have the same paper all over the Maharashtra. These questions are from those, what you can say, the questions paper of MUHS. So here always you have to, this particular question that I have already discussed in my particular video, last lectures, and soon I will upload all my videos that I have completed with this type of the online lectures. But I hope you have got the point. This is a research, re plus search, searching again and again of new things, or revalidation or re-verification of the old things. And then we have to compare what were the methods in the past and what are the methods today that we are adopting. This is another, it's a very similar type of the question that I can say. This is also long answer question. Long answer question in MUHS, our university consider there are two types of questions, SAQ and LAQ. But SAQ is again two types. SAQ is 3 marks and SAQ of 5 marks. So, and LAQ is of 15 marks. So for that matter, at least 3 pages you are expected to write. Many times it is also expected that you can write down with the figures or the flow charts. Here again, definition of research, describe the importance of pratyaksha pramana. I think here is a printing mistakes. Pratyaksha praman in Ayurvedic Anusandhan, Ayurvedic research. We have the 4 pramanas, and pramana is nothing but the evidences. Try to understand. Research always needs the evidence. So that's why I have explained in my last lecture that Ayurveda is a evidence-based science. Okay. So pratyaksha, anumana, aptopadesha, and yukti. These are the 4 pramanas mentioned in Ayurveda. Pratyaksha is a direct perception. Next LAQ, define anusandhan. Anu means follow, and following what? The finding of new things. So elaborate. These are the technical terms used by Ayurveda. Pratidnya, okay, that is a type of your title. Pratidnya. Hetu, research question. Udaharana, that means the whatever the you elaborate to explain your problem. Upanaya, Nigamana, all these words are, I have already explained in my last lecture. So these are the words used in the Ayurvedic Samhita Granthas, and you must know the meaning of each word and how you can connect it with the today's research method. Okay, so Anusandhan is a typical Ayurvedic word which is very parallel to the research. Next, 4th LAQ on the same chapter 1. Explain in detail various research methodologies described in Ayurvedic texts with appropriate examples. These all 4 questions till now we have studied, all 4 questions are the same and of essence, but having the different types of the method of asking. Only the method of asking is different, but the pattern is very similar. Okay, so that you can understand very well. Then this also I have described with a lot of examples. Chapter 2, this is regarding the short answer question. You have to discuss something about animal house. Animal house, because you know animal experiments are very much essential in the modern research methodology before starting the clinical trials. We cannot thought of new molecule, new medicine, new drug and directly applied on the patients or the healthy volunteers. It is not expected. You must perform the research on the new molecules with some animal experiments, and that's why you need some animal house. where how you can maintain that particular animal house that is expected over here. This is summer 2017. Write in detail about the written consent. Nowadays, this is very much important part. Unless and until you take the written consent, this is the typical pro forma for that. You have to explain to the patient what I am going to do, how I am going to do, why far you are expected to join this project, and they have the liberal, what you can say, the chance to withdraw from your research project whenever the patient wants. So that written consent should be taken in the language or with the language of the patient. For example, if the patient is of Maharashtra state, you will take the consent in Marathi. But if it is from the north part of the India, you may take it in a Hindi language. If it is from south part of the India, you have to take in the different south languages like Kannada, Malayalam, Telugu, etc. So that is very much important. And first you have to explain the patient what I am going to do. Next question is regarding the SAQ, short answer question. REC, okay, Internal Ethical Committee. Uh, I think this is also ethical word itself is very clear. Whatever research project you are doing, that should not harm the person's right, RIGHT, or that should not harm the person physically, mentally, emotionally. The person to whom you are taking the help, that person should not be get any disturbance at physical, psychological, emotional level. That's why whether your procedure is not harmful to the patient. Even IC is there with regards to the animals. So animal ethical committee, that means whenever you are performing animal experiments, there also you have to take the permission of specific group of experts. There are chairperson and some persons from the as a physician, some person are pharmacologist, some person is a legal advisor. So all we are going to discuss. This is REC constitution and functions. Okay. Then review of literature. This is the next thing. This is the prime important part when you start your research, because research is such a thing that it should not be get unnecessary repetitions without proper review. If you start your all the things and then you find out that already these all the things have been done by some person in the north part of India or any other part of the India, then it is something wastage of time, money and energy. Try to understand. There is a wastage of time, money and energy. That's why you have to check what are the past researches with concern to my research project. I'm not saying you have to search for the haphazard type of the previous researches, but you have to concentrate. For example, I am doing the research on the I want to find out which is the commonest prakriti in the patients of the heart, okay, ischemic heart disease. Then I should search whether there any research has already been done of relation of the prakriti and heart diseases. If it is done, then I have to see how he has done that particular thing, because I am doing right now the survey. What he has done, that means he has done taken the Kapha Prakriti people and searched for hyperlipidemia. But now I am taking all the Prakritis and finding out what is the which is the prevalence rate more in the Kapha Prakriti or Vata Prakriti or Pitta Prakriti. So although what you can say, the superficially it looks like a Prakriti and heart, but actually what is happening? Actually it is the something different aspect of my research. So that is all out. So review of literature, you have to quote some 5 or 10 references which you have seen that particular researches, and then you have to say how my present research is the different than previous researches. That is called as a review of literature. I think for a 1 2 hour moments, I will take a pause and I will ask you whether you can see my video or not. Okay. So I will just stop sharing. Again, I will open. Okay. Okay. Hello. Can you hear me, my dear friends? Can you hear me? Will you please answer? Can you hear me, please? Okay, fine.
Yes.
Okay, fine. No problem. That's just I wanted to confirm, and then we will start again. No problem. Just wait for a few minutes. I will start it again. I'm here. Okay, I will start again. Okay, fine. Uh, okay, where we are? We are here. Review of the literature. Okay. Then, what next? The next question is again on chapter 2, write the basic differences of descriptive and analytical study designs. So I think everybody knows that we have to follow the different methods of the research, and that will be my next lecture. And in that lecture, I will explain all these terms to you. What is meant by descriptive, what is meant by analytical, okay, and what is this case control studies. Everything we are going to discuss. But this is a very important topic according to me. It is always asked many times, at least in the oral examination, in the written examination, and actually when you start your thesis, or when you complete your thesis, you have to explain to the people how this particular my research is. For example, uh, many Siddhanta researchers, which is connected with the Siddhanta department. Okay, suppose I am comparing the Vata dosha properties mentioned by Charak, Vata dosha property mentioned by Sushrut, and Vata dosha properties by Vagbhat, and then I am making comparison. Okay, so that whole things I'm not doing any experiment, and I'm not going into the hospital. I'm not concerned with any person. So it's only I have to work with literature, and then I'm discussing the comparison in between all the samhitas. So this is something a descriptive type of your work. Okay, but for example, I have taken the experiment. Can you see? I have taken one experiment where I am doing some observations. For example, I am teaching to my students of 60 batch, and then I have made the hemoglobin of all the students. Okay, and then I tried to find out how much percentage is there who are having the very severe anemia. Then gender wise, then height and weight wise, all these things I can do with this particular analytical work. So first I have to collect the information, and then I have to do the analysis of those all the things. Then another word is a case control. That means I am trying for particular medicine, say for example Amrutadi Gugulu, and I am giving these medicines to the patients of rheumatoid arthritis. And I want to see that Amrutadi Gugulu is working well with the rheumatoid arthritis or not. But then in that experiment, I have to take some patients which are having the same age or same type of gender and same type of the economical status, but don't have the arthritis, don't have the rheumatoid arthritis. That means some is a case and another is a non-patients, non-disease patient, person. So this is called as a case control. Control is a healthy volunteers, and case is actually patients. Okay. Next, on chapter 4, there is a specific IMRAD technique is there that we are also going to discuss, that has for the ASAQ. Next is a role of Pratyaksha and Anumana Praman in research. This topic I have already completed. Pratyaksha Pramana is a direct perception by your senses, Darshana, Sparshana, and Prashna. And Anumana Pramana is like a logical inference. For example, in the Charak, they have mentioned that Madhumeha patient is there, and Madhumeha is passing some sugar in the urine, Ojo Meha or the Madhumeha. Then ants come near to his urine, that patient of the Madhumeha. So at that time, they were observing some animals are attracted to the urine. So they make anuman or logical inference that this urine may contain sugar. In the modern language, it is called as a glycosuria. Okay. So this is something that Pratyaksha, sorry, Anumana, and Pratyaksha is a direct perception, Darshana, Sparshana, Prashna. Next question is, describe in detail the comparison between modern and Ayurvedic research methodology. Comparison of modern and Ayurvedic research methodology. Okay, we will go further. Some people maybe get little bit anxious that why I'm only telling you the questions and why not the answers. But my dear friends, try to understand, if you collect the knowledge of the questions and repeatedly you keep it in your mind that, okay, I have to work for this question, then you will study, will be more strong. So explain importance of Tantra Yukti in research methodology. This is specifically Tantra Yukti. Yukti is again one of the type of pramana, and Tantra is a method of reading the books or method of understanding any subject is called as a Tantra Yukti in Ayurveda. Next question is, explain the importance of Tadvidya Sambhasha. Tadvidya Sambhasha is very parallel to the seminars, workshops, conferences, whatever we are doing these times, this is come under the Tadvidya Sambhasha. Okay, so Tadvidya Sambhasha is a very important concept at that time also, because all the mishis, they gather at the in the Himalayas and they discuss the various issues like the test, how many tests are there, different topics they have taken. Why Mrityu is Kala Mrityu and Akala Mrityu. You will find all these references in Charaka and Sushruta Samhitas. Write the importance of fundamental research. All our siddhantas that we learn all the time, Samanya Vishesh Siddhanta, Panchabhutik Siddhanta, these are fundamental researches. That's why there is a definition of Siddhanta. Parikshakair Bhavidam, Thapyate Nirnayaha. Nirnayaha means conclusion. Okay. Then another question is regarding the definition and note of manuscriptology. Logi means the science, and discussion. Many granthas now available are written by handwritten. They were not printed. So there are a lot of these type of materials available. But how that particular material should be also get again revised, and how we have to prove that particular what you can say, the material which is handwritten is also useful for the today's all the Vaidyas and the students and the teachers. To prove that concept is called as a manuscriptology, study of those handwritten scripts. Next, good laboratory practices, GLP, good laboratory practices. GMP, this is another question, GMP, good medical practices. So try to understand now in this era, it is necessary that we should standardize each and everything that we are doing. Unless and until there is a standardized thing, nobody will accept. Do you understand? Recently, government has permitted some private labs to perform the corona test, but then it is found that some particular lab, the results were not correct because they were rechecked by the governmental lab and it is found fallacies. Then the permission was taken back from that particular labs. So this is called as a standardization of that particular laboratory procedures and the techniques. So that is good laboratory practices. Then again the word same, write in detail about the standardization of Rasa Aushadhi and herbal drugs. Whenever you prepare any medicine, say for example Arogyavardhini, you are preparing Arogyavardhini, say for example in 1995, and your company, manufacturing company is of long history of good practices. Then the Arogyavardhini, which was prepared 5 years back, 10 years back, should have the same quality when the company is preparing today. So batch wise, year wise, all these products should have the same quality and same efficacy when we are using those particular medicines. That's why standardization is very much important. Describe in detail about the drug research. Drug research is very important. Different molecules we develop, and then there is a phase 1 study, phase 2 study, phase 3 and phase 4, etc. Next, define the drug research and describe the GMP Act. This is very much important. Food and Drug Authority, good manufacturing practices. there are two words, good medical practice and good manufacturing practice. Good medical practice is also the word for standardization of our clinical methods of examination and practicing our medicine. But GMP here is regarding with the medicines. So good manufacturing practices that is applied to the pharmaceutical companies. Okay. Next slide number is 16. LAQ. Define the drug research and describe the WHO guidelines again for standardization of herbal preparations. What is called as a Taila Siddhi and Ghruta Siddhi. Do you remember these words? That we are going to study. Then explain the finished product standardization. Whatever the ghee, medicated ghee I prepare, whatever the medical oil, Siddha Taila and Siddha Ghruta, that we have to be standardized. It should not contain any water content. Otherwise, fungal infection will start. So this standardization is very, and principle of drug research. This is also important. What are the principles of drug research? For example, Samanya Vishesh Siddhant. Okay. Again, the same question, good manufacturing practices. Again, the same, I think, very similar question, maybe repetition over there. Right types of the toxicity. This is new question. Toxicity study is very important. Remember, many times it is done with the animal experiments, and sometimes it's also pharmacovigilance. This word you write down. Pharmacovigilance is done whenever any drugs, medicines are used in your hospitals. One committee is appointed, and they take the periodical review and find out whether there is a toxicity. Okay, write the traditional drug discovery process and latest trends of drug discovery process. So Ayurvedic aspect as well as the modern aspect regarding the new drug discovery, new drug discovery process that we must understand. My dear friends, we are only taking the questions. Then one after another we will discuss all these things. Describe in detail about the clinical trials, clinical trial protocol, how you prepare your synopsis. That is all clinical trial protocol. First you registered with the government, then you select your subject, then title, aims and objects, materials and methods, inclusion criteria, exclusion criteria, all these things come under this clinical trial protocol. Then importance of analytical studies, especially when you apply statistical test, there is a called as an analytical studies. Okay. Then this is RCT concept that also we are going to see. What is this RCT? Okay. This is again the same question, clinical trials. Again the same protocol and registration of the patient up to the final conclusion, how you prepare. Then next, cohort study. I think this word also has been come that we are going to study cohort studies. Okay. Various study designs in detail. We are going to study those. Intellectual property right. Next question. Intellectual property right. Very important topic. The concept is called as a plagiarism. Suppose somebody is stealing some literature, or he is copying down the old researches, or you are taking the idea of somebody else, then that is called as a intellectual property right. Then, as I have told you, for the toxicity studies, we have to do the pharmacovigilance. Vigilance means close observation. Okay. Then this is TKDL, Traditional Knowledge Digital Library. Traditional Knowledge Digital Library, how it is available on the internet and what sites are there, what sites provide you the information. These all things we have to learn. Then this is bioinformatics, very important topics nowadays, because we are taking the help of information technology, that is computer technology. Computer or this IT technology is the best aid to do any type of your medical practice. As now you can understand, due to the circumstances of this corona pandemic, government is also suggesting sometimes in an emergency, although it is not 100% ethical, but you can guide your patient by simple remedies or home remedies on the telephone. So this is telemedicine. So telemedicine is also the part of bioinformatics. Then you are doing some operations by taking the help of computer. What we are doing, the 2D echo sonography, is also taking the help of bioinformatics. So information technology, the use of computer and its allied sciences. Then these are the original references from where you have to take the literature review. PubMed is a specific grantinated website or the link or the URL where you can search for the previous researches. Intellectual property rights and its aspects, the same question. So my dear friend, there are total 15 chapters in my book, and these are the names of the chapters. So first chapter, this is, next is a page number. Try to understand. Up to this page, we have the introduction to research. Second chapter is general guidelines and steps in the research process. Then preparation of research proposals. This is the third chapter. Scientific writing and publication skills. That is the fourth chapter. This chapter is very important, very, very important. Classical methods of research, chapter number 5, where you get all analytical and descriptive type of these answers. Comparison between the methods of research, that is classical research method and the present research methods. Then different fields of research in Ayurveda, where you can do the research. You can do the research in Siddhanta, you can do the research in Ayurvedic Sharira Kriya, Ayurvedic Sharir Rachana. Then also you can do in the Nidan subject with some microbial studies in Dravya herbology, Agada Tantra, many animal experiments are done. And so in this way, different fields are available. In all our 14 subjects that we learn in our UG, each subject has now MD or the MS. Then there is a drug research laboratorical based. Laboratorical based. You have to take some particular, what you can say, the alcohol extract or the water extract, and then you put any colonies in the research laboratory and microorganisms colonies, and you put your medicine over there, what you can say, the Vishadhana Chikitsa, and you see how its action is like anti-infective type of this variety. Okay. Then safety aspect. This is the most important. Whenever you try give any medicines, because you know that modern medicines has unfortunately some side effects are there and some toxic effects are also there. But what you people must understand, they clearly mention on their products that, see, okay, for example, beta blocker is very good for hypertension, am I right? But they write down there is a simultaneously it is contraindicated in the patients of palpitation or tachycardia, because that particular beta blocker can start the side effect as a dry cough. So they are very specific when they launch any product in their market. They warn the people, see, these are the side effects. For example, if you compare the Ayurveda, okay, so in Ayurveda also, if I prescribe some Tribhuvana Kirti, it contains very strong medicines. Okay, so if I don't mention that be careful while giving the ulcer patients, while giving the Pitta Prakriti people, so that is not a fair thing to prescribe our drug or to sell our drug or to manufacture that particular drug. So I personally feel even Ayurvedic drugs should have published their monogram of that particular medicine, where they can mention specifically what are the side effects or the toxic effects according to Prakriti or according to the sensitivity. Then 11th chapter in my book is the latest trend of the drug discovery. I think this was the one question in our question bank. Then next is a clinical research. That means the trials, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, etc. Then pharmacovigilance. This topic is very important for ASU drugs. That is Ayurveda, Siddha and Unani medicines. Then information to the introduction to bioinformatics. That is also one of the important chapter. Then IPR, we have a separate chapter, that is IPR. And lastly, in my book, there is also question bank. My dear friends, you will be surprised. So then if it is already printed, then why you have again take one whole lecture of 35 minutes to discuss all these points again? Because my dear friends, whatever the question bank is there, I am now going to show you that question bank, but that includes the old question papers. And whatever I have made in this particular PPT, they are the very latest question paper. So my dear friends, here once again, I would like to stop sharing this particular PPT, and I will go again my book where we can read another some important questions. So I can open that particular. So here, okay. So these are the LAQs mentioned by in my research methodology book at the last part of research methodology. Explain the difference between observational and interventional study design and write RCT and its types in detail. Explain the concept of Pratyakshadi Pramana and elaborate the role of Ayurveda Sanshodhana Paddhati with appropriate examples. I think this is also repeated nowadays. Define research and explain the classical methods of research. What is research? Describe the ideal principle and methods of clinical research in Ayurveda. Describe the traditional methods of survey of medicinal plants. This is very important nowadays because lot of plants are extinct. They are now no more. So we have to see which plants are endangered. That is called as endangered. So we have to try to make preserve these particular plants. So survey is very important. Write the importance of literature research in Ayurveda. Especially, I am always worrying that there should be many research should be done to compare particular topic of Charikriya in Charak, Charikriya in Sushruta, and Charikriya in Vagbhat in that way. So explain the literature research methods in detail. Elaborate the principles and methods of drug research suitable to Ayurvedic medicine. Suitable to Ayurvedic medicine. This is something different. Write in detail necessary requirements and equipments for setting up a basic research laboratory. What are the aims and objectives of research in Ayurveda? Explain in detail the ancient and recent methods of drug standardization. What are the good clinical research practices, GCP? Explain in detail the principles and methods of clinical research suitable for Ayurveda. What is research? Describe ancient research methodologies in detail. Write in detail about the standardization of drug. What is research? What is the need of research in Ayurveda? Explain briefly. Which type of the instruments used in modern medical and Ayurvedic research? Mention their names and usage short. I think this instrument part is now removed from our theory part. What is in process quality control, IPQC, and why it is necessary? Quality control, that is a type of standardization. Describe the principles, guidelines, and IPQ's method of drug research. Explain the principles, applications, instrumentations of instruments used in the tablet standardization. Define research and write the steps in research. Write types of observational study. Write case control study in detail. Write principles of drug research. Explain tablet standardization process. Write a definition of Anusandhan and describe the role of Pramanadi in Ayurvedic research. What are the principles of clinical research? What are the types of clinical trials? Write the phases. Can you see? Phases of clinical trial. Write the definition of research and describe the layout of research institute. Describe the phase 2A clinical trial. This is SAQ. Describe in detail various types of literary studies. Now SAQs. Write a note on the note of institutional ethical committee. Different types of referencing. Explain traditional knowledge, digital library, good clinical practices. Explain traditional drug research methods. Explain the importance of SOP in research, standard operating procedure. Write down standard operating procedure, fundamental research, application of spectrophotometer. I think this is omitted right now. Literary research, experimental methods, pharmacodynamics, gel exclusive chromatography, institutional ethical committee, clinical trial design, primary and secondary endpoints, pharmacognostic methods of drug standardization, electrophoresis, acute toxicity study, chromatography, its importance as a fingerprinting technique, spectrophotometer types and importance. This is directly instrument will not be asked now. Literature research methods in brief, then retractometer, calorimetry, these are all instruments. Randomization, this is one of the clinical method where we have to use for selection of the patients, inclusion criteria. Medical database, oven, desiccator, FRMER formula, TLC, cross-sectional study design, this is important. Data mining techniques, this is also very important. I have already one audio. Please go to YouTube and see data mining technique by Professor Deshpande. Pharmacovigilance is very important topic. So my dear friends, this is all for today. I Thank you very much for your patience because this is something I know you are not much interested in this topic because some people have already their question banks with them. But I feel it is necessary. Those who are striving to get the important questions, they must get benefited by particular my this lecture. So here we can stop, and I wish you all the best. Today 2 p.m. That means in the afternoon, I'm going to take lecture on respiratory problems in general medical practice. And at 4 p.m., I'm also going to take the another lecture, online lecture, the types of the Vata dosha. So I wish you all the best. Please do take care of yourself and thank you very much.